live? Oh.
Yeah, you nervous?
Oh God.
Now you're on the spot.
Yeah.
What's up? Welcome to the Buff Boys podcast. Matt Maran, Joe Gorman, our guest comedian, featured at the Edinburgh Fringe Festival.
Oh,
Oh.
shit!
Malia Simon.
Oh
Nice
my God.
to be here.
Yeah.
Edinburgh?
Edinburgh. Yeah, I didn't know. You surprised me with that credit. I didn't know you
Damn.
even knew that.
What was your?
We talked about you doing Edinburgh.
Yeah, that's true.
What
Yeah.
was it? What'd you do? Did you do the Fringe? Fest?
Yeah, I did the Fringe.
Oh shit! What was
Yeah.
that like?
It was awesome.
Yeah.
It was so
We're in
fun.
a play, right?
Yeah, we wrote a play. I wrote a play with shout out Caroline Haynes.
Matt, you
and
have a
we
crush
did.
on that chick.
Oh, I forgot to tell you that Joe says I have a crush on any female comedian I'm friends with on the show.
Oh, so me?
I mean, it's
that's
he
right.
was
That's
like,
why. That's why
Yeah.
I told him I'm getting Malia Simon.
wait.
Yeah.
You're the love of his life.
I said I'm getting Malia on
3
the show
minutes
because
in.
she's one of the few female comics you haven't said I have a crush on.
Oh, well, now I'm offended.
Uh-oh, dude. See, Matt, you just can't
Yeah.
win, dude.
Yeah, that's true.
You're right. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you were in an erotic play.
Yes.
Um,
What was the name of the erotic play you were in at the Edinburgh Fringe Festival?
it's called Quitting Comedy.
Huh?
Oh no, that's like the opposite of what you would want to do, right?
You
Well,
say quitting comedy?
yeah.
Damn, if it was an erotic play, it'd be called pudding comedy.
There you go.
Just
There you
girls
go.
in pudding.
What?
I don't know. They used to do wrestling matches like that where they would just throw the women in mud and pudding.
Yeah, well, it,
Yeah.
it was one or the other.
One or the other. Yeah.
They would
Did
usually
they
be
really?
Yeah.
It was mud wrestling, but that was a far darker time, the 1980s, well before you were born.
Right. Yeah, it was.
Back when women didn't have rights in the 1980s.
Right.
Yeah.
Throwback.
Yeah. The good old
Uh,
days, as white men called them.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, so the play you were in, quitting comedy.
Yeah, it's called Quitting Comedy. Honestly, we wrote it in 3 months or something, and then we were kind of editing it throughout the month, which is a pretty fun thing to do. You guys,
As you're doing the play
Yeah.
and performing, you're editing and changing stuff
Yeah.
as it goes on. Okay, that's,
Yeah.
yeah, that sounds fun.
you guys should try. Next year, you should take a half hour or an hour, and because you could, it's just doing it every day for a month is
Yeah.
it's such a good opportunity.
Yeah, would you ever do the Edinburgh Fringe Festival?
Fuck no.
Why not?
Why?
Oh, you know, I have my reasons.
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah,
No, you have
that's
to
true.
say.
Huh?
If you say fuck no, you have to say.
No, I don't. That's what makes me so cool and vague.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
When you commit a string of rapes in Scotland, they're not as quick to let you back in.
I don't want to have to pay for that fucking stage. I'd have to fucking sell tickets and shit too. I'd have to bark tickets. I don't
you do
wanna
have
do
to.
that.
Yeah, you do. Have
I think
to
I think that I don't want to fucking do that, man. That's a waste of time, and I don't like the idea of it being I don't like that fucking I did theater in college. I got it out of my system then.
Yeah.
Now I'm just about doing honestly if I'm gonna be real, the style of comedy is just thinly veiled racism that tries to whip an audience into a frenzy and hopefully take the life of a police officer.
You don't think they have that in Scotland?
No, I don't. I think they have bagpipes
They.
and unflavored food.
You have you been?
I've never left America.
Okay.
I'm what they call a patriot.
That. That and we've arrived at the root of the issue.
Yes.
You know.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
well, that's the problem. America
Yeah.
has everything I could ever possibly want or need.
Right.
So I have no incentive to ever leave.
Okay.
Was there any good food you ate in Scotland? The
Um.
answer's no, but tell me why now.
Well, I had a really good kebab one night.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah. So. Yeah.
Was that the most memorable thing of Edinburgh? Was the
I mean,
kebab?
you asked the question,
Yeah.
so what else am I
Matt
supposed to
asked
say
the
about
question.
that?
I don't
Yeah.
believe. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah.
So how long have you been doing stand up?
3 years.
3 years.
Yeah.
Did you start in New York?
Yeah.
What was your first? Do you remember your first mic?
Yeah. It was a rooftop mic during the pandemic.
Ooh, the pandemic. That was the
The-
time to start comedy.
Yeah.
No, I didn't. Wasn't even. I don't know why I started then, but it
Probably
was
because you thought the world was going to end and you were worried about the Chinese infecting us with more
no.
manufactured
If I know anything about
viruses.
Malia, I know that she's afraid of the Chinese.
Oh yeah.
Wait, what happened? Did one attack you?
What?
Did you have a reverse Mark Wahlberg where
Cat hair
an
right now.
Asian person
What?
attempted to blind you?
No, they just all think her name is Maria.
Oh, that's pretty good.
Thank you.
Facts. Yeah. Yeah, it was a rooftop mic. And I drank beforehand.
Everyone drinks their first. Yeah. Was
Really?
it to were you nervous or were you excited?
I was nervous.
And that's why you drank?
Yeah.
That's the best place to be drunk is on top of a roof.
Yeah, exactly.
Was that
Yeah.
the tiny cupboard?
No, it was just somebody's.
Oh, like when those creepy guys would be like, "Oh, I have access to a roof. Let's do comedy."
Yeah, it was like somebody posted in the Facebook group, and they
then,
were like,
yeah, but then it was like they never got like clearance from the landlord or anything to do that sometimes.
Yeah,
It could
probably
be like,
not.
Yeah, there were a few of those where like halfway through the mic they would have to be, all right, we got it.
Yeah.
Everyone's getting only 2 minutes
Oh,
now.
That was such a sickening era of comedy
Yeah.
where people were doing shit on like rooftops and parks,
Zoom.
like homeless people. Zoom.
You were doing a lot of Zoom
Oh,
comedy.
I was
I
doing
never did
Zoom, but it
that.
was like I was doing it for the webcam girls,
Right.
and I
yeah.
was getting like people would just Venmo me money
Nice.
because they were like, "Oh, thanks," and like they thought like I
Yeah.
was a hero.
Had you wanted to do comedy like before the pandemic, and then it was
yeah,
like, okay.
I think so.
And you were
Yeah.
so you were in New York for college, right?
Yeah,
At Columbia.
yeah.
Yeah,
What
but
were you
you
studying in Columbia?
Psychology.
Interesting. Did you graduate or did you quit to pursue
I
comedy?
no, I graduated.
So you understand? You have like a basic master's or bachelor's in psychology.
A bachelor's.
Bachelor's.
Yeah.
Are you gonna go back for your master's maybe?
I thought about it before, but at this point, I would rather not.
Why? You'd rather do comedy?
Yeah,
That sucks.
yeah.
I think I feel like getting a master's in psychology would benefit you far more long term.
everything
so?
in life would benefit you more than doing
I'm
comedy.
saying this
Well-
as somebody who's done comedy more than half his life. I wish I got better skills at a younger age that would transfer over because comedy's always going to be there, you know. And that's the thing is like people think
we
like,
brought you here for an intervention, Malia.
well, no, it's
yeah,
like, but
well,
people
hang on.
yeah, well, people think like, oh, I got to get in and I got to be successful young, but then you have like fucking 60, 70, 80, maybe even 80 more years of life. And like, what, you're just going to be a star that entire time?
You think
You
you're
gotta
gonna live
live.
60 more years?
Oh yeah, dude. The way technology works, they're gonna upload my consciousness into an algorithm, and I will
Right.
live forever. The Deus ex machina.
Hell yeah.
That's the way to
you
do
both
it.
are California people, also.
Yeah.
Where in California are you from?
Well, you might know. I don't know if you'll know Arroyo Grande, but you might know San Luis Obispo.
I know San Luis. I know
Yeah,
San
it's-
Luis Obispo.
It's
You
that.
know
It's
very
that area.
well.
Do
Yeah.
you?
It's like a big party scene out there.
Is it?
Slow, San Luis.
Well, it's a
college is.
college. They have a
It's a
college, there.
town, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. You ever party out there?
No.
Oh, are you straight edge?
Well, not. I mean, those are the people I went to high school with, so I don't
You went to high school with
like
straight edge people?
No,
people
no,
that
no.
helped
People
us
that put
people
Well,
in
party, yeah.
slow. So like a lot of them stayed. Like
Yeah.
that's the thing
Yeah.
about that town is everybody stays.
Yeah.
And they marry within,
Yeah.
and they have a kid, and they become the
forever.
women become like estheticians or nurses, and the men become like fat, and
Yeah.
and then they have kids, and it's like
cycle
it's a
begins.
small town thing.
And
you
like
know?
every once in a while, like there's like a generation or two where like the kids get out. You know. It's like-
Yeah.
you worry
yeah.
about that. Good thing you got out, huh?
That's what I'm saying.
We go as far away from California as possible in the continental United States.
Yeah.
yeah.
And you-
or beyond.
Yeah.
You know, not to push
Yeah.
it, but
Well, you were talking
Yeah.
about Puerto Rico or some shit? Get
But
out of here.
no.
Get out of here with that.
No.
Look, you freaked out the cat.
Yeah.
No, Matt, that was Matt's laugh.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah, but Malia, you was raised on a farm in California, so was it like?
Little country girl.
Yeah,
huh?
yeah. If
You have
it's
to
in
get up early?
It's in California, it's not country, but was
I
it
feel like I'm
a
going to be
country-
facing away from the camera the entire
No, it's
time.
fine.
Okay.
It's at a wide angle.
We're
so
talking to
that's
each
everything.
other.
Okay, sorry.
Yeah, the people they're a fly on the wall.
Okay, right,
Yeah.
okay.
But yeah, so was it like a small town upbringing, even though it's California?
Kind of.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I moved houses. Like, with the house that I grew up was like a farm, kind of. And then, like, when I started high school, I moved to Pismo Beach, which is like the
Nice. Oh,
beach
yeah.
town. You know, Pismo
yeah.
Beach?
I
yeah.
got laid in Pismo Beach.
Did you?
years
Everybody
ago.
got laid in Pismo Beach.
How old were you?
What?
How old are you?
When?
Just now, currently.
Just now?
Yeah.
23.
23.
Yeah.
Really? Damn. I got laid in Pismo Beach like 24 years ago. Yeah, that's crazy.
Okay.
Damn.
Yeah.
I just blew off my 20-year high school reunion.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's like my
Have you
thing,
ever
man.
been to a high school reunion?
Fuck no, I'm never gonna go. I
Yeah.
never want to see
I don't.
anyone
So
ever again.
that's what I'm saying. Like, 'cause when you said, like, do you party
Damn,
there?
you had like a fucking
Like-
pandemic fucking high school graduation.
No.
Right?
Oh,
No.
college. Graduate.
College.
Wait, how? What? Really?
Yeah.
It was 2020, so I was a sophomore in college when it started.
Damn, that fucking blows.
And-
That's like
Yeah.
that was like the best years.
Sophomore
Yeah.
in college is a pretty
Yeah,
sad.
Yeah, I
did
had
so
one
many
fun-
fucking drugs.
Yeah, I had one semester that was fun,
Yeah.
and then the rest was like pretty sad.
Yeah,
And
that
then-
sucks. I went to
yeah.
college at like the prime. Like that was before social media really picked up.
Yeah.
Where you couldn't really get in trouble for anything you did.
Yeah, I think I was in college. Social media was around, but it wasn't like
it wasn't
everyone posting
prevalent,
stuff.
and it was
nonstop,
just call it like when I was your age, Facebook you had to have a college email to sign up for Facebook.
Really?
Yeah,
Huh.
like I needed to use my San Francisco State University email address to sign up.
Okay.
It was fucking wild.
Yeah, I remember
Yeah.
we would like Facebook was I'm a little younger than that, but we would post stuff on
Not
Facebook.
much. He's still old.
How old are you, Matt?
38.
Okay.
Who do you think's older?
Wait, how old are you?
How old
You
do
want
think
you
I
want me
am?
to guess?
Doesn't
Yeah.
matter.
You said you're.
I mean, like, I've left enough breadcrumbs that you could guesstimate my age. I mentioned I was conceived during the Nixon administration.
Right.
Work
when did
backwards
you
from
mention that?
Hmm?
When did you mention that?
Well, you know.
You haven't
been
been
listening
listening to Joe
subconscious.
this whole time, Malia?
So you said. So Matt's 33.
Yeah.
That seems. I would have probably guessed that.
Nice.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry,
And
Bubs,
then-
I'm allergic.
You are 36.
No, I am 43 years old.
Really? No.
I'm 30. I'm 39.
Just tell me the fucking. What is it with people in their age where they just don't tell you? Like,
No,
No,
it's
it's not. It's not about age. Joe just lies about everything.
well, okay, that's
fun.
way worse then.
What? No, it's not. Why?
What do you
How
mean?
could you say
Why?
that?
How could I say that? What do you have a personality disorder?
A little bit.
Yeah.
But you can't make
That's
fun
what
of
the
me for
fans
that.
love about him.
Is it?
Yeah.
Mhm.
But what was it? Yeah. So I remember in college we would post like pictures of party stuff, but never anything like incriminating.
We,
I
did,
remember
we, would
we'd
draw,
like-
we would post like swastikas and shit. Like we didn't give a fuck, and now it's like, thank God.
Yeah.
Like I feel like early Zuckerberg Facebook from like 2006, like that shit's all purged. Thank fucking Christ. Like that shit's gone. You can't even find that.
I look at my Facebook memories every day in case I need to delete stuff.
I just purge shit. Like I type in keywords and then my last name to see the posts I made and
Yeah.
then delete all of those.
yeah, I've done that.
I've done
before,
that
too.
with Twitter. I've done that with
Wow.
everything.
I
Facebook-
downloaded Tweet Delete. It's an app that
Are you serious?
it'll delete anything
God, how
from
bad
6
was
months
it?
ago and before.
We were like literally neo-Nazis.
Yeah.
What the fuck? You're
Crazy.
Jewish.
I
Matt
know.
didn't.
They
he
would
was just
never.
all-
They never suspected it.
he was all
Yeah.
just swept up. That's how
You're
like
a
the power
sleeper
of
cell.
yeah.
Um.
The influential power of
That's-
the internet.
Yeah.
I mean, some of it, it's not even, it's just stuff that as time goes on, there's things that people joked about that at one time is okay and then another time isn't.
yeah.
Okay, as in, like,
For
at the
sure.
time
Yeah.
when you're saying the thing that is like, oh my God, I can't believe he said that. So it's like a little bit pushing the envelope. And then 5-10 years later, you can't even,
Yeah.
that's not
well,
cute anymore.
Yeah. Well, I remember like old YouTube.
Yeah.
Like
What do
that.
you mean old YouTube?
That shit. Well,
2014 YouTube.
I mean, when did YouTube start?
YouTube started in 2008, so you weren't even
Yeah.
born yet.
Yes. How old do you think?
You're
You said you were
23.
You said you were 14.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, yeah. Okay.
So
So it's
early
more-
YouTube. What was the early YouTube stuff?
Well, I used to watch like Shane Dawson and Jenna Marbles when they were.
Yeah.
Do you know
Who's
who they are?
that?
Jenna Marbles was. I know Jenna Marbles. I don't know.
Does she have an
Shane Dawson.
OnlyFans?
I think she did.
No.
At one point. No.
I don't think.
No.
Or maybe. I don't know.
Look out, Matt.
But she's not like known for that.
Yeah.
What
Uh,
is
She
she?
was just a YouTuber who did.
She would make
yeah.
like funny videos, but like
Wait,
no-
is that one chick that would like did that comedians in cars getting coffee with Seinfeld? But she did it
No.
in character.
I don't.
No. That was that Miranda Sings.
I don't know. No,
I
that
think
was
it-
the one who like raped all those
Oh.
kids.
Oh,
Right.
Miranda Sings got canceled.
Yeah,
She
she
did?
raped a kid.
No, she didn't.
Yes, she. What did she do then?
What do you mean she raped a kid?
I thought there was like some kind of molestation or sexualization of
No.
children.
What are you just spreading rumors?
No, that's not what
She-
this podcast is about.
We only say factual things on the
She-
Buff Boys podcast.
We're trying to have a discussion.
Yes.
Do you know what? Do you know what happened?
No, I don't. Do you?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Because I used to watch her a lot, and I thought she was really funny. She would do that character with the lipstick and the pants, and like, okay, so she would do things with like she would have her live shows, and like, her humor was always like kind of sexual.
Yeah.
Nice.
Like it was always like, but it just like in a really absurd way.
Kind of like Matt.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like Matt, much
Yeah.
like Matt.
Yeah. So she would do all
Sexual, but not in a way that would hurt you.
these right.
So like
Absurd sexual humor
yeah,
with
and
children.
she would like bring children up on stage and like have them like do. I
So Joe
I
was right.
forget what exact, but she never touched anybody or like actually.
That's the problem with molestation. Sometimes it doesn't need to be a physical thing. It could be an emotional thing.
I'm not saying it was like 100% appropriate,
What
but
did she do?
I think people blew it a little bit out of proportion.
Yeah. What
Do you
did
think people also blew out of proportion Leonardo DiCaprio dating 25-year-old girls?
Yes.
Okay. Well, at
Because
least
she's right
At
in
least
his
you're
age group.
consistent. At least you're
No.
consistent with the predators in popular media.
I mean, I
Malia,
think they're-
predator defender.
like.
those
yeah.
kids knew what they were doing.
That's
being
great.
all fucking 8 and whatever.
Like
That's a quote from Malia Simon.
yeah, like I'm just saying, I think people, because I saw the TikToks that people are making, and they blew it like way
What
out of
was
Well,
it?
why
proportion.
is
Yeah.
like it like you know what's fun? Well, fucking crazy. Kelly gets like all of her news from TikTok.
Yeah.
Like she's always watching TikTok, and it's always some like little fucking weirdo in front of like a green screen,
Yeah.
being like this fucking person. They're always like, damn, I wish like I understood how that editing works.
Yeah.
'Cause it's impressive. Like if I was doing that, it would just be like explaining how 9/11 like
Was an inside job.
was an inside job, and
Right,
it was like
yeah.
So 9/11, there used to be like these two big ass fucking buildings in New York, and it was like in like a lot of like movies and stuff. And then one day, George W. Bush, he was a president when you weren't even a twinkle in your father's eye. He said, I need to invade Iraq under false pretenses.
Right.
So we're going to make it seem like a bunch of guys hijacked a plane.
Yeah.
And he actually said they did a terrorism attack because they hate our freedom.
Yeah.
And America is so stupid they believe it.
Yeah. My parents got a text that morning letting them know not to go into work that day.
Where do they work?
The banks.
Yeah.
Oh, gotcha.
You ever heard that conspiracy theory
No.
that Jews who worked in the World Trade Center got a text the morning of to warn them not to go in?
No, I
because the Jews were behind on it. That's one of
Really?
the yeah. That's one of the
Wow, the Jews are behind everything,
exactly.
aren't they?
You're Jewish too,
Yeah.
right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
yeah, we
Careful,
know.
Matt.
Stop
Yeah.
playing dumb, Malia. We know.
Careful, Matt.
But what were we just saying before 9/11?
Something about inside jobs.
Probably
internet
something about
pornography.
internet pornography for sure. Yeah.
Oh,
Miranda
let's
sings.
see,
What did
molesting
she? Yeah.
kids.
What did she do?
I
to the
wish I
kids?
could know. Like, I know it sounds bad what I'm saying. I wish I knew.
How to say it without saying molesting kids.
Well, she didn't though.
What was the thing
It
that
was
she
like.
got in trouble
I mean,
for?
I could pull it up right now, but like, can we, Jamie, pull it up?
if you
I
want
think-
to.
Yeah. We. Well, we
Or Matt, you can pull it up. Pull
Yeah.
up Miranda
Wait.
sings
We could
molest
put-
children.
if we get the
Can we
video, we can put it.
Put it in because it's
as
not
we're
gonna be
talking
like
about it.
anything.
What video? A TikTokers?
It'll be somewhere.
Yeah.
Miranda sings molest kids.
But dude, but they're all live shows, so it's not like.
So what? Wait, she
whatever
was just
happened
making
was
sexual
in live.
jokes with children.
But it
or-
was like maybe like there's a sexual undertone to it, but not like ooh I'm gonna have sex with a kid. Like
Yeah.
it was like she would be like the character's like so stupid and like the character is like if anything like they should be mad that it's like making fun of like a retarded person or something because
Why would
The-
that be bad?
What's wrong with doing that?
okay
Yeah, that's retarded. He doesn't.
Thank-
he
I'm
doesn't
allowed
mind.
to do it.
What, you think this is an act?
so yeah
Damn.
but it's I don't know just fine but she like I don't know she has them like straddle or whatever like
That's sexual.
okay
They had her ride like this fucking
The
chair
Sib-
that keeps
they had
vibrating.
the
Oh.
kids ride the Sibian.
Yeah, and then like fucking, and
Okay,
then like
whatever
fucking.
I say is gonna
Howard Stern's
sound
like,
bad.
"Ah, you liking that, huh?
It's sounding bad. So you just
Well,
have
maybe
to look at.
maybe you've convinced yourself.
No, I just forget what the examples were. But like,
It can't be good.
I watched her as a kid, and I was like so turned on. So
Whoa,
I'm-
really?
no, I'm just kidding.
That's crazy.
And it worked because you're not sexual at all now.
yeah, that's what. Well, that's what.
Well, we're like the #1 most unsexual podcast in
Right,
New York. We
yes.
go out of our way.
We go out of our way to be as unsexual as possible.
That's why we put covers on the couch.
unsexual. What does that mean?
Not sexual.
Yeah,
Is that
but like no, because
yeah.
asexual is still like a sexuality.
Yes.
But because we're so far from that, we're actually non-sexual, so we're outside of the sexual spectrum altogether.
Right.
Wow, that's really cool, guys.
It's
Yeah.
very fucking cool, honestly. It's very
Oh,
fucking cool, little kid.
Whoa.
Watch out, dude.
Bugs.
This cat has the zoomies lately.
Yeah.
I think he's also excited that Finny isn't here right now.
So that's funny that you just told me not to do comedy.
Why?
Because nobody ever says that.
When? Why? What? Who are you hanging out with? Other open micers? Of course. Like, they're at that age where it's like, the dream is still happening. We're all going to be successful. Everyone's going to get an HBO spot. We're all going to blow up. And then some people get a little more successful than others. And some people fall on the wayside. And then some people that were behind end up lapping you. And then you're like, what the fuck am I doing?
Yeah.
And then you get a little bit better, but then you fall back. It's like a long thing. People don't understand that, like, ideally you are going to be doing comedy for the rest of your life, so there's no rush. Yeah. And I remember thinking, like, when I was like 26 and I started getting like actual work, I was like, now I'm really getting into it.
Yeah.
And then like I would like listen to some of those sets I did, and I was like, fuck.
Yeah.
You know, but like that's a good thing because it shows that you're changing.
Yeah.
And you're growing. But comedy's always going to grow with you, and like the more shit you do, Bubs, get out of there. The more shit you do.
Plus, way too many people tell everyone to do comedy. It's nice to have people telling you not to do comedy anymore.
Well, it doesn't need to be the end all.
I totally agree with that. But why be jaded about it, you know?
You don't need to be jaded, but it's like the realistic is like, I should have just fucking done other things. And now I'm doing other things.
If you want to do other things.
No, you have to do other things. You have to.
You have to do
I'm not,
like there's nothing more boring than like a comedian that just does comedy.
Yeah.
Because then like their act starts being about like, oh, this other time I was out of mic.
Yeah. Oh,
like I think the worst thing a comic can be is like when their tag for a joke is like, I told that joke the other night.
Yeah.
And this guy came up to me afterwards and said this and this and this. And then I said something really funny back. And it's like, no, that never fucking happened. You know?
Yeah,
and like
but
all
that's
you talk
just a
about
bad
is
comic, though.
Huh?
That's just you're just talking about a bad comic now.
Yes. Who are you talking about?
I mean, bad comics will always be bad comics.
Yeah.
Like,
Who comes to your mind when you think of a bad comic?
I'm not gonna name names.
Why?
I'm not gonna name
We'll
names.
we'll censor it.
Let's not talk about bad comics. Like,
Why?
Because
This is an unsafe podcast for bad comics.
But bad comics, like when you talk about bad comics, then you are a bad comic.
No, I think you're just a connoisseur of the art.
I disagree. Like,
why?
There's too much headspace that's spent on like other people in comedy. It's like
that's
there are always gonna be fucking losers and people who aren't funny. Like, just who cares? They're always gonna be around. Like,
I think but it's also a good reflection of yourself. Like if you
to
see,
look at
if
someone
you
else
look
and
at, if
feel
you
better
see,
about yourself.
if you see all these people as a loser, then that means you by default, because you're not like them, are a winner.
There you go. See?
Or I think every one of those people individually is looking around and thinking everybody else is a loser.
Yeah, but what they don't realize is they're just an extension of my own consciousness, and when I die, they'll cease to exist because really they're just an extension of myself.
Joe is really good at
Touche.
building people up and tearing them down within the same sentence.
That's fascinating, man.
Yeah.
Cool.
But since this is the Buff Boys podcast, and actually, so since we've made it the Buff Boys, it's only been Buff Boys for like a little over a month now. You're our first female guest on the Buff Boys.
Period.
Ever.
Yes.
Oh wow, what an honor.
We had we had a couple of women on, but they didn't feel safe afterwards because of certain questions.
Oh, yeah?
Sleeveless guy was asking.
Yeah, lay him on me.
Well, Matt was like just fucking completely radicalized the first fucking couple months of the podcast.
What does that mean?
Oh, he was like all about just like fucking kettlebells and like fucking HGH and shit.
Human growth hormone.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, as soon as we changed to the Buff Boys, I started taking creatine for the first time in my life.
Oh, we started doing steroids for a bit, but Matt kept doing it.
I did too much,
Huh.
so we had to pull back.
Is this real?
No.
Yeah.
I could be. I'm like,
Yeah, Matt's on steroids.
Nice. Actually,
Is
that's
Matt the
a
most-
huge compliment that you think I would that I could be
Yeah.
on steroids.
I
Okay.
mean, aren't there different types of steroids?
I mean,
Yeah.
yeah, that is true. Guys could
Yeah.
be you don't necessarily. I remember when they first banned steroids in Major League Baseball. The first guy who like tested positive was like a skinny outfielder, and everyone was like, "Wait, what?
Yeah.
It's not just the big guys hitting home runs."
And look
Yeah.
at that fucking little twig, Lance Armstrong.
Yeah, Lance
know.
Armstrong was on a bunch of stuff, and those guys have to be like skinny for the Tour de France.
Right.
It just depends on what you eat.
Yeah. Did you ever know anyone to do? Because you were in track. For
Yeah.
Oh shit!
Yeah. Oh yeah, Malia was like legit. What did you say? You ran a 5-minute mile.
Yeah.
Well, you can't run from your problems.
Yeah.
That's true.
That's almost
Amen.
like that's like the speed a black person fucking runs at. That's fucking wild.
That's why she's white, but her name's Malia.
Oh shit, that's crazy.
Yeah, I used to. Oh my god, look at that face.
Yeah.
That's wild.
How long did you do track for?
Years. Like, I don't know.
All of high school.
Before.
Damn.
I was running since I was a kid.
And then up until like the end of high school.
Yeah. And I quit my senior year.
Why?
Because it was like my body was so fucked up
Yeah.
by the end. I didn't get my period until I was 18.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the way to do it.
Yeah. So
Just
Because you had like such low body fat, right?
yeah, and I was working out all the time, so I
Yeah.
literally like delayed my own puberty.
Yeah.
Mm.
That's
Yeah.
crazy.
So actually, yeah, now in like runner years, I'm like, what, like 21 or
That's
something.
not bad. Yeah.
Yeah.
Shave a couple years off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why did you start doing it? Did you like doing it when you were doing it? Or was
Yeah.
it-
Well, I liked winning. Like,
Okay.
Is
You
that why
know.
you do comedy now?
'cause I
For the
like
winning.
Yeah.
The
Um,
rush of victory?
The rush of victory.
Because like if you're on a show and like you have like the best set, you're like,
Yeah.
oh fuck yeah, look at these losers.
Yeah.
I mean, that's definitely nice, but comedy's been way more humbling than
yeah.
like any sport could ever be.
Yeah,
think.
I felt the
Yeah.
same thing coming from when I was when I was playing sports. That getting into comedy was
the hardest thing ever.
not necessarily
Really?
the
Yeah.
hardest. I mean, emotionally it's different, but it was more of because I
It's
had
the
to
hardest
work.
thing I've ever done.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
'Cause I feel like
Thinking
the work.
of a funny thing and saying in front of people?
Well, I mean, when you put it that way, but it's so much more than that.
It really isn't though. It's comedy.
But even getting to that place where
Yeah.
you realize that takes so long.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
No.
Like at its core, it's a very simple thing,
Yes.
but realizing that is the difficult thing.
I knew that right out of the gate. Maybe I'm maybe I'm what they call the natch.
Yeah.
Maybe
Joe
you
was
are.
a prodigy.
Yeah.
I just went up there and I started talking about how like white people and black people are different.
Yeah.
Everyone was going fucking crazy.
Yeah.
People were running up and down. When I was like a fucking power lifter in high school,
Yeah.
that meant nothing to me.
Right.
You know, I'd put up like 350,
Mm-hmm.
375, whatever. It didn't matter.
Yeah.
Getting up on stage criticizing George W. Bush,
Yeah.
that was a game changer.
Yeah.
That got the gun out of my mouth.
There you go. I'm glad that happened for you.
I'm not. Sometimes I think about it.
But yeah, I think playing sports helps with work ethic for comedy. But then as far as like there is something to like getting your ass kicked or like losing and getting beaten and then having to come back from it in sports that I think prepares you for comedy. But nothing really prepares you for bombing all the time.
Yeah.
I think like just like knowing it's like it doesn't. It's gonna keep on going.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. I think you get more from having a bad set than having a good set.
Yeah.
But you know, ideally you want like the worst set of the week to be like an okay set that you had.
Yeah.
You know, to be at that level.
Yeah, at a certain point, you can get somewhere where the sets you feel terrible about are sets other people will still say, hey, good set.
I would give it anything.
As opposed, because there's bad sets where people do. Everyone always like makes fun of people saying good set no matter what, but there's some sets you'll have where people avoid eye contact with
God.
you after.
I love those where it's like, oh, you'll get them next time. Don't worry, dude. Ooh, tough room, huh?
Yeah.
And then I go up and I fucking crush. Just fucking talking about shit, talking
Yeah.
about shitting my pants.
Yeah.
You know, and people are like, God damn, this is the voice of a generation.
Yeah. But so when you were doing track, like you were, was it just track meets that you were winning, or were you competing like at school against other schools? Like, what was? I don't know much
Yeah.
about the track world.
Yeah, well, I did the Junior Olympics, so
Okay.
I did. But that was when I was
Special or not?
This, yeah. No, that was when I was a kid.
That was the Special Olympics.
That was this.
The fucking track at Special Olympics is like the kids are like running and then they release their harnesses and just let them go.
Oh, they would be so fast.
Yeah,
like,
they're so
they'd-
fast, dude.
yeah.
What are they chasing?
They
You know
have-
how, like,
They put
Greyhound-
pizza rolls at the
Yeah.
end.
Yeah, definitely the scissors.
Yeah.
Um,
Oh, they
Chair-
just give them all scissors to run with.
Yeah.
It's like a chariot race where you dangle the fucking pizza roll in front of
Yeah.
them and they fucking rustle. Oh, hell yeah, dude.
Yeah. It's like, yeah, it was. I did the Junior Olympics before high school, and then in high school it was, like you can go up to. I think 1 year we made it to state,
Okay.
and
Ooh.
because in cross country, or no, 1 year I made it like individually in track, and then
Okay.
another year we made it like as a team in cross. Because in cross country it's everybody's time
yeah, what
matters.
is the difference between like cross country and regular track? I've never known
Yeah.
what the difference
Well,
was.
cross country is not on a track, so that's the main
You actually have
difference.
to run across
It's
the country.
no,
Yeah.
it's
Oh, so that's why they call it that. I
Yeah.
never understood it.
yeah.
You're running all over the place. You have to
Yeah.
run like 15 fucking miles or some shit.
Yeah. Is it you just run like through the
Well,
woods?
the races are normally at the high school level. It's only 5K.
That's
Okay.
still a lot, dude. That's like.
It's still longer than any event in
Five
track.
K.
3 miles or some shit.
Yeah,
dude.
it's like 3 miles.
Why aren't we on the fucking metric system over here? What is that shit?
I don't
Who
know.
knows?
Yeah.
What is
Yeah.
that shit? It's so fucking. It's because America's just autistic.
Yeah.
Autistic. We believe in God.
Yeah.
We fucking like with feet and fucking inches. Get out of here, dude. Kilometers. It's all at least like that makes sense. Millimeters, centimeters.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
I was in.
It makes so much more sense than fucking like everything's like variables, like miles and
Yeah.
shit. Like,
I
come
think
on.
they do pounds though.
We
I've
do
seen
only
kilograms.
for drugs. Only
Yeah.
for drugs, dude.
Because I was in Canada over the summer and I was in a gym and I was I was like wondering what the weight. I was like looking up kilograms to pounds to figure out what the weight difference would be, but everything was just in pounds.
At the gym?
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I mean,
Oh,
it was
interesting.
Toronto, so it
Yeah.
wasn't like deep Canada, I guess.
okay. Yeah.
Maybe it would be different, but on Google Maps, everything was like meters and kilometers.
Yeah.
But they said I asked them in the gym, and they were like, "We don't really do kilograms."
I think it's because all the weights come from America.
Maybe.
They're
Yeah.
just manufactured in America.
Yeah.
Sometimes they have like pounds and kilograms underneath. Doesn't
Yeah. Yeah. I think you'll see it underneath, but pounds will still always be there.
matter. Yikes.
But yeah. So what's like a cross country race? Is it like? Is there a designated track in like nature or where?
Yeah, there's a course. Like,
Okay.
Yeah, so there'll be like a, just somewhere, some like open area with hills and shit.
Okay.
And then the course is marked, and you have to, so you would go like before the race, you would go like jog the course and like see what the course
in
is
the
like.
I could
Okay.
do that.
Where would the course
Yeah.
be?
It would be just a place, like, like a, I don't know, like sometimes it would be like a golf course or
Okay.
like just a kind of open field with like hills and stuff, and it would
Yeah.
kind of loop around and
Yeah.
whatever.
Did you ever do
Yeah.
any marathons?
No.
No.
My dad does marathons. I
Yeah?
don't do.
Oh,
yeah.
so it runs in the family, literally. Fucking crushing it right now.
That was funny.
There's just the New York City Marathon, and I feel like it's just like running New York City streets. I feel like if I was ever to get
Yeah.
into long distance running, it would have to be somewhere where at least there's a nice view. Like-
Is the marathon just on the streets?
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
doesn't. Damn.
It's like you go over the bridges. You go over.
Oh, that's kind of cool.
You start in, like,
the
Yeah.
bridges
Brooklyn.
are cool.
The
Yeah.
marathon actually like passed right by my
Oh, really?
house. Yeah, you could
Yeah.
see them.
Were there tons of people?
Well, it started with like people on bicycles.
Yeah.
And then like I saw, and then I was confused because like, oh, is it just like a bike thing? And then like, like 40 minutes later, like everybody came like running past,
Oh,
and, like for the
yeah.
next like hour.
So
or
what are the bikes for?
I think like they just kind of like set the pace. Like,
Yeah.
Oh, right. They have the
Yeah.
pacers and stuff.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's interesting, But it's like, and you see like, just kind of like throughout the day, people like kind of jogging by. It's
Yeah,
like, oh,
yeah.
that's cool.
Did you ever
Yeah.
think about doing a marathon?
No, I was too young for that. It's
Or-
like
yeah.
mostly people get into that like later in their
Yeah.
running career.
Or even as you were doing track, like, did you have an end goal with track? Like, did you want to compete at a higher level?
I did,
college?
yeah. I really wanted to do it in college. I was obsessed with it.
Yeah.
And
But
then
your
I just
body,
I was like, and I was also so burnt out, like in every way, like mentally, emotionally, physically.
from
like,
track.
Yeah, like from running for so long, I just
Yeah.
couldn't do it anymore.
And so, like, after you took a break and you got your first period at 18, did you have so much fun having your period that you're like, I'm never gonna
Oh,
run
yeah.
again?
Yeah.
Like, this is all.
I was
Damn,
like,
this
period
is so much
life.
fun.
Yeah.
Woo! I'm having a blast over here. I don't need to run.
Yeah.
I mean,
No,
that's cool. You could be a mom.
Yeah.
A
But
lot of
I
women,
don't even.
A lot of women can't. And I'm not just talking about the trans women that Matt's attracted to.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You mean like, well, who knows if I can? I've
think,
never
yeah.
gotten pregnant before.
I mean, like, I think there's a first time for anything.
Never had any pregnancy scares?
No one. I probably should have. So
You should have.
Uh-oh.
Because of all the raw sex you've been having?
that's what I'm
That's what
implying.
happens when Malia watches Miranda sings too much.
Yeah, it's been. Well, I'm just saying. Yeah, I don't know. Let's move past it.
So after you stopped doing track, was the plan take a break and then eventually get back to it?
Yeah, but I kind of knew deep down that I
Yeah.
wasn't gonna go back.
Yeah.
Mm.
But you did really like doing it and wanted to keep going?
Well, I was like obsessed with it.
Yeah.
Like it's
Damn.
like how you say some comics are like okay, only be comedy, only comedy.
You were that way with track?
Yeah, I was like, totally
and look how that
obsessed with
turned
it.
out. That's why you can't be that way with comedy.
No, it's true. It's true. You can't be that way about
Oh,
anything.
is that? Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you being kind of young in comedy? Are you able to be more balanced because you had the experience with track?
I mean, I would hope so, like more than I was back then. But I
Yeah.
definitely like can feel it in me still. Of like I like want to be obsessed with something.
Yeah. Yeah. Did you like physically going from being so obsessed with track and then not doing it anymore? Were you still like just training just because that was?
Yeah,
the
I would run. I still run now just to like, cause I've never like not
Yeah.
done it, but I don't. But I used to run like crazy miles, and also just I would do like workouts where it was like interval training too, which interval training is the hardest. Like
What's that?
it's like you'll do like 400 meters or 800 meters on like really hard, and then jog, and then 800 meters again on, and then
Yeah.
jog, and that like will kill you the most.
Sometimes they call it HIT, high intensity.
It is
interval
like
training.
hit, yeah.
I've heard. I've never
Yeah.
done like a
You've
hit.
never done
class,
HIIT? You're
but
like
I've
a
heard
workout-
about that.
Yeah.
I've heard about. I've never
Yeah,
done like
it's
the
super
HIIT.
hard.
I never done
super
that
hard.
CrossFit or any of those.
Yeah.
When when like my wrestling training a lot of times would just be like wear you out, like they would call it exhaustion training a lot of times, so it
Oh,
was just
God.
like ridiculous.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
probably
it was-
brutal.
Yeah, and at least like for amateur wrestling, a lot of the stuff you're doing, it is like some of the interval training or hit stuff I've heard about. When you're wrestling, you are just naturally kind of slowed down at some points, then intense at some points. So that happens naturally.
Yeah.
And when you're just trying to physically move another person and stop them from physically moving you for 10 straight minutes, it's insane.
Yeah. Yeah.
And some of these stuff, they would just be like, they would just make you do like free squats, and you stop when they blow the whistle, and they just wouldn't blow the whistle.
Oh,
You'd be up to
God,
like
dude.
100, and and if you couldn't do more, they would make you do push-ups until you could do more squats.
Oh, that's.
It was
fucking
it was like a
wild.
boot camp.
Huh, that
Yeah.
sounds stupid, dude. I would
Yeah.
never do that shit. I'd be fucking doing drugs and playing video games.
Yeah.
That sounds
Cool.
way better, dude.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. Did you have any dick coaches?
Some, yeah.
Yeah.
There was this. Well, my first coach, like I loved, and he was like my personal coach until,
Did
now
something happen? You
Well-
can tell us this is a safe. Safe
no, I'm just
Did he
remembering.
bring a bunch of the children up on stage and make them
No,
ride the Sibian?
yeah.
Does Matt
Not
need to,
molested them.
Does Matt need to pay him a visit for an intense interview?
Yeah.
Matt will
No.
do it. Matt will beat up whoever I tell him to beat
No,
up.
I'm just remembering that there was this crazy thing. I don't know if this is crazy, but in high school it felt like a big deal. But
Uh-oh.
it was like, yeah, it sounds like I'm about to say I got
Uh-oh.
molested.
Here it
No, it's
comes.
not. It's not. It.
Matt, if she starts crying, you have to be willing to console her.
No. It's like, well, I forget what exactly even happened, but
Uh-oh.
there was a thing where they like divided the boys and the girls teams. Like
oh, yeah.
we couldn't.
I know how this goes.
Like we couldn't we practiced like on separate sides of the field, which is not normal for a cross country and track. Like normally the teams are
Integrated.
yeah, but they divided us, and so we
Integrated isn't what
So-
they say.
Yeah, it is.
it might be what they say.
It is.
I,
What they
oh,
say.
actually, I guess I just think of it as racially integrated.
Yeah,
Oh.
that's because you're a fucking bigot, Matt. This is 2023.
I'm
Yeah,
sorry,
stay woke,
yes.
Matt. Come on, keep
Usually
up.
you guys are integrated, but they were segregated this time.
They were okay. Well, segregated. If you said segregated, I would.
It's just the other
yeah,
word for
okay,
integrated.
But, all right. Okay.
Segregated?
Okay. Separate but equal.
Segregated
Um,
means separate, dude.
And integrated means together. So
Yeah.
you guys were segregated.
Okay.
Not
yeah.
racially.
Yeah, we were segregated.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Malia Malia's high school was segregated.
Okay.
You gotta keep them separated.
Yeah.
Got to keep them
Separ-
segregated.
Ask your parents about that song.
Okay. I'm young.
Yeah.
So where was I even going with this? Oh, we.
You guys were
About-
segregated.
something horrible happened with your coach.
No,
Right.
And
yeah.
you're
no,
just trying to.
no. It was just
You
that.
were
Or
about
the
to tell us this
trauma.
traumatizing story.
No. It was just that we lost that coach because he was like he
to
coached
addiction.
he coached the boys team, and we got like a new coach. We got like a woman at one point
Oh, so a bad coach.
who was
Yeah.
she did happen to be a bad coach.
Huh. I
I'm
wonder
not gonna
why.
say.
Mm.
I'm not.
She also wasn't funny.
I mean, like, there's two
Um,
kinds of like. There's either
careful,
like
Matt.
there's either like a big butch, dykey lesbian coach, or there's a bad coach.
Right.
She was actually kind of more on like the butch side.
She was a
Really?
bad
She
butch
was-
coach.
What kind
Yeah.
of butch? Like
She
an-
wasn't
an
actually a
Ellen DeGeneres
lesbian.
type kind
No,
of
no,
butch?
no. Well, what are the types of butch?
There's Ellen.
There's Ellen.
There's the ones that.
There's the ones with like the
yeah.
bleached blonde hair that have it
Yeah.
slicked back,
Yeah.
kind of shaved on the side.
Right.
That seems like Ellen type still.
No, there's like a big biker type bitch.
Yeah.
Oh,
else is
no,
there?
she wasn't like that, but she was
Yeah.
like kind of.
What else is there? What else is there?
What other kind of butches? There's the like the softball coach butch. Yeah.
Lumberjack.
Oh.
butch.
Almost like short, spiky hair butch.
Yeah.
She was almost like that.
Yeah.
She had a husband.
Kind of like built like stocky.
Nice.
She was very stocky. She
Yeah.
had a husband though.
Was he like a
so-
Built
little
like-
fucking?
yeah.
Was he a little nerd guy with like big, thick glasses
I don't
and a bow
remember
tie?
what her husband. Probably something
I
like
bet.
Like I
that.
swear my woman,
Yeah.
I swear my wife with the spiked hair and the body like a fire hydrant is straight.
Oh, he loves it. You know,
Yeah.
there are guys
So wait,
that
they
love
had to
that.
get a new coach. They just because they were separating the boys and girls. They were just like, all right, I guess we'll have a boys coach and a girls coach.
Yeah.
Okay.
So then we lost. So we actually.
And you liked the guy coach a lot.
Yeah, we actually we cycled through like 5 different coaches, and it
Uh-oh.
was like, yeah.
Coaches couldn't keep their hands to themselves.
Sure.
Yikes. They got a lot
But
of
what
growing
was
up to do.
what was like the? You said you had some dick coach. What was the worst like coach you had?
He's waiting for it. Wait, I don't. No, it was her. It was.
That was the worst coach.
Yeah,
you had?
she was.
What
she
was
was
it that was shit?
crazy. Like
Yeah.
she would. I can't even remember the details, but she would like do things wrong. Like, she would like measure our workouts, the distances wrong, and then we'd be like, "Hello, this is not the right." She'd be like, "Yes, it is." She was just crazy, but
Yeah.
yeah.
Sounds like a dumb bitch.
There you go. You can say
And
it.
get a fucking
Yeah.
fucking man in there to fucking fix this nonsense.
Got a man in there who can do math and count intervals.
I know this
What?
is not looking good.
You know what? You know what aspect of gym I miss was playing with that giant parachute. Remember that shit?
Oh
Playing with
yeah.
a giant why don't they have that in like adult gyms?
Well, you would
now?
go like under it, like everybody
Yeah.
would lift it
Oh,
up. And
those
you
were
that was so
awesome.
fun.
You could make it like a little fucking tent. You know,
Yeah.
and like somebody would run around.
Yeah.
Oh, that was, and then like you'd shake it. You'd have a ball in
Oh,
there.
like
and
cat and mouse
yeah.
or whatever
Yeah.
you play. Yeah,
Man, that shit rocked. Just let's play with the parachute.
that's on his phone.
It's ridiculous that they only let us play with the parachute maybe twice a year.
Yeah.
Well, we should do it. Like, why don't we do that? Why did that end with school?
What, the parachute?
Yeah.
Yeah, we
And
never took.
do they not do it anymore at
Well,
all?
no, it's because after 9/11, the fucking military needed those parachutes.
Right, yeah.
They took
Yeah.
them
They
all.
couldn't. Yeah, we were just.
Yeah.
You know, we
Take
forget.
'em.
We forget
Yeah.
during the fucking times of George H.W. and Billy Clinton. It was a time of the great American peace,
Right.
where everyone could play with giant parachutes without consequence.
Yeah.
God, I love that shit.
Great.
Yeah. That parachute was very cool. What
Yeah,
were
dude.
so were
Oh,
you
you know
a
what
good
was also fun was like those little fucking. I don't know if you had those little squares with like the shopping cart wheels that you would be pushed
Oh,
around on.
yes.
Yeah.
Yes. I
Oh,
remember that
I
shit.
know what
yeah.
you're talking. Wow, did we all just have the same equipment across
I think
America?
everything is like pretty much similar up until middle
Yeah.
school.
Yeah.
Like I think all elementary schools have like these base things.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
where we got to teach these kids how to. There's like a little bit of fun.
I love getting on those little square things on your stomach and flying
Yeah.
like Superman.
That was fun. Sitting on them and like kind of doing like a little crab leg, like
Yeah.
scooting around on
those
your
are
feet.
awesome.
That was
Also,
awesome.
how
You
is-
look like you still do that.
I do.
How is that PE though? Just like learning how to like
moving.
roll around
Yeah.
on
Unconventional movement.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess.
Movement. Just getting kids in the habit of learning that exercise is any kind of movement that increases the heart rate.
Yeah.
Because like for so long you think like exercise is like this mandatory thing.
Yeah,
You can have fun with it.
It's true.
Yeah.
Did
Yeah.
you have dodgeball in school?
Yeah, we had dodgeball.
You did? Okay. I
Yeah.
thought they would I thought they started kind of phasing it out as time went on, but I feel like it's
I
always
don't know.
going to be
Yeah,
there.
we had it.
No, it's always gonna be. It's like a little kid level.
I remember in my high school they had to call it zombie ball just because they weren't allowed to play dodgeball, and it was the same thing. It was just when you
Zombie
got
ball.
hit, you would go to the graveyard instead.
Dude, they did that too at my school. They would be like, "We're playing Easter ball," and it
Yeah.
would just be fucking dodgeball again.
Yeah. Were you a good athlete, like in general, in gym classes and stuff?
I'm not good at ball sports.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm trying to think if there's anything else I can do. Not really. It was
Just
It
running?
was just running.
Yeah.
Well, that's runners. They can only run. You know.
Yeah.
Because you don't need coordination.
Yeah.
You just need stamina and.
Did you get into
A good
anything
pair of
else? I know, like
shoes.
any other like calisthenic stuff. Like there's like I know some runners do like rock climbing stuff like that.
No, I never
No.
did. Yeah,
Yeah.
just run.
How did you get? Your dad was is a runner, and that just got you just did it.
Yeah,
'cause-
we used to run together, and then
Okay.
and then my dad's like really intense, so he was like, "You should get a coach." Like
Yeah.
he was the one who kind of like oriented me towards like being competitive.
You gotta
Yeah.
start taking these steroids. You gotta take a stack of this and
Exactly.
this.
Yeah.
He's like, all right, here we go.
Did you know any kids who were taking anything? Not necessarily steroids, but like HGH. Like I know there's some stuff that could help you with track.
Oh, I don't think. Maybe. I mean, well, what they were taking, it's like for the female athletes. I don't think any of us had our periods. Like
Nice.
what we were taking was
Nice.
was not puberty.
Puberty blockers.
Yeah, essentially, because when you hit puberty as a woman, like you do slow down for like a long time.
Speak slower for our listeners when you describe this.
Like-
Women going through puberty.
Put your dicks away. You do so like when your body is like not is like prepubescent,
Yeah.
you're more like a little boy. Like
Yeah.
so you're faster actually. Like
Oh,
most of the girls were faster like their freshman and sophomore year because they hadn't like fully hit puberty yet.
Really?
and
Once
then-
you get your period, you slow down.
Yeah,
you
dude.
you
yeah.
do, and you
Once
can
hit puberty,
you can
yeah.
get fast again. Like it's possible,
Yeah.
but it takes a long time. And like you will literally see these female runners who like never beat their PRs from like their freshman year in high school
Wow.
because they were like a boy at that point.
Dude.
And then cuz you have like a new body basically that like
Yeah.
is heavier, and like you have like hips that you
Yeah.
have to like before you can just you're like a straight line. You can just
Yeah.
go.
So
like-
is there anything of like girls in track taking puberty blockers? Like
All
does
right,
that
calm
happen?
down,
They're
Matt. Relax. Take it easy, dude. You don't have to answer that and give into his little sick little fantasy over here.
Or
So
Oh,
It's
mind
so-
of a woman, body of a boy. Relax, dude. Fucking chill out, man.
yeah, maybe,
Yeah.
you know.
Do you
there
think,
could be.
do you think
I mean, yeah, it's
beca-
called trans
There you
athletes.
go.
Yeah.
There
Do
you
you
go.
think a
Malia's
yeah.
making a statement on
Yeah,
this
all
episode.
right, we're cutting that.
But do you think like a trans woman is faster than like a biolage woman?
Trans meaning
Born
know what I-
male, now
born.
female.
Do I think? What do you mean? Do I think?
You know, huh?
Your
a-
professional opinion.
That's.
Look into the camera and tell them,
I mean, that's
and
a,
tell these trans people what you think.
that's a patent fact. Like yes. but-
Careful, man. You can't fucking say. What are you doing? You think this is a Joe Rogan experience where you can just
Yo, I
fucking
don't
like
give
make
a
a
fuck.
thing, dude? Look, trans people can do anything a fucking biological person does except get me aroused.
Yeah.
All right. And even then, anything's possible with
Yeah.
science. That's cool
Um,
though. I'm glad you took a stand on that because it's not safe.
Yeah.
They're not safe, dude. It's not. It's not like. There's something to be said. Like, I don't want my daughter going into a locker room with a trans person. Why is that funny? It's scary, right?
You're taking a stance also.
I'm taking a
You're
stance on
taking a
everything,
stance.
dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And also,
I mean-
drag queens, don't read to my fucking kid. What do I want you to? What do I want you to fuck? I'm not gonna read to my fucking kid, dude.
Yeah.
What if like it was like fucking okay? Trans people read fucking passages from the Bible to kids.
Oh,
How about that?
drag queen Bible study.
Oh, that
would
would
they
be
be again? How would right wing people feel about
yeah,
that?
that
Yeah.
would confuse a
They
lot of
fucking
people. Yeah.
ones and zeros, their
Start
eyes roll
glitching.
back, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, I believe God made me in my image, and that's why I got trans surgery to look like a man.
Yeah,
you know?
it's always interesting when you have like a thing of the porn star who go like trying to go to CPAC, and they're like half of the Republicans there are like, no, we can't have them come because it's a bad image, but half of them are kind of like, cool, one of them likes us.
Oh, totally.
Yeah,
They're
some
probably
of
all
the-
secretly like
Everyone's,
Yeah.
everyone's
Yeah.
horny, dude.
Yeah,
Come on.
yeah,
Grow up.
yeah. It'd be interesting, having like because if they like fully accept, they had Caitlyn Jenner at one of the CPACs, right?
I mean, they kicked her out because she killed a guy.
right? Yeah,
Remember that Caitlyn Jenner killed a guy?
that. Is that real?
Yeah, she like
Well, no.
hit him with the car.
Bruce Jenner killed a person.
Right. That's what
No, I
I'm gonna
think-
do when I
No,
kill
that's
somebody.
like, I mean, so
Yeah.
in one of his newest specials, Chris D'Elia was saying how like Netflix is still working with Caitlyn Jenner, but she killed a guy, but they won't work with Chris D'Elia, who raped numerous children.
Chris D'Elia said that.
Well, I mean, that was his. He didn't say like I raped people,
Right.
But like he was like, you're gonna work with her.
I
but
saw
you're not
that,
gonna
I
work
saw
with me."
that,
Yeah.
yeah.
Now, how do you feel about Chris D'Elia?
That.
That's a good D'Elia.
Yeah. The arm. Did you
Do
see
you
the?
think he did what he did?
What are they saying he did?
Well, it's not what they're saying. It's
It's
on
the same,
record.
pretty much the same thing Miranda sings. Did.
Oh, so he.
But he actually
No,
like,
no, she wasn't fucking messaging kids like meet me in my hotel room.
yeah.
He was like, you're. Didn't he say? Oh, I thought they were 18 or something.
Yeah, but why would you like even think like, you know,
Yeah. No, I think he. You know.
he knows what he was doing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he was just like horny on the road and then didn't really care if they're
But, like,
under 18.
Yeah.
He's like, all right, I'll message you again in a year.
I don't know, man. I feel like he went specifically after like younger looking
Yeah.
women,
Yeah,
whereas
Yeah,
a real
that's
man
true.
goes after an old looking bitch.
yeah,
Yeah.
That's the way to go.
yeah.
It's like let me see your cesarean scars.
Yeah.
You know, let me know you're the real deal. You know.
Yeah,
Give me you got a fucking you got like a little tracheotomy scar
right.
because like you're fucking old. That's how you know, dude.
Yeah.
That's the way to do it.
You get tracheotomy scars from being old.
can.
You can.
Smoking too much and being
Yeah.
old.
Do you think you smoke too much weed and you're gonna get a tracheotomy scar?
I'm sure something's gonna happen. I'm sure my lungs are gonna fucking collapse or
Yeah.
something. But whatever. What am I gonna do?
Yeah.
Not smoke weed?
Yeah.
Fuck
Well,
that.
you're like Malia. You're more like a shroom psychedelic person, right?
Uh-oh.
Were you ever smoking weed at all?
Uh-oh.
You're a psychedelic. You're a little fucking You're a little psychedelic warrior.
Why?
How often have you done shrooms?
Joe's a big
lot.
shrooms guy.
Oh,
too.
really?
Shit, yeah. Hell yeah.
Yeah, a lot.
Nice, dude.
Yeah.
What was your favorite experience?
The hardest I ever tripped was at a fish show with my parents.
Whoa, your parents were taking shrooms too?
Yeah,
Oh yeah,
Oh,
she yeah
damn.
we should
Uh,
yeah. Malia's told me her whole family does DMT together.
Yeah, so do you know Patty?
Oh yeah,
we
Patty
had
told
we
me
had
about
Patty
that.
on. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he talked about it when he was on.
Yeah, so
so
that was
you're the person that ruined his
Yeah.
life.
yeah. So he fucking smoked DMT and
Nice.
had an ego death experience
Yeah.
in the living room with my family,
Yeah.
and it was that's a separate thing. But the night prior, there was this crazy fucking thing where we were at the fish show and my cousin like went into a K-hole and like collapsed.
Sick.
And we got like escorted to the fucking like health tent at the fish
Chill
show.
out tent, hell yeah.
And I was like starting to trip as this was happening, and I was like losing, like I was about to have like the worst fucking trip of my life.
Yeah.
And we left the show, like we were driving back home in the middle of the trip, the whole thing,
Yeah.
and I was like about to lose my mind. And then we were just like in the fucking rental house, and like me and Patty are both like tripping balls, like, and we're just like both freaking out. And it's like, you know when you're tripping and like you're about to have a really bad trip, but then you realize that you're like not alone in it, and it just like fixes the whole thing.
No, I only do drugs by myself.
Is that yeah, are you being for real?
Yeah, like one time I was in like a really bad acid trip, and I was like, oh, well, I'm going to have to fucking deal with this.
Yeah, but other people can help sometimes.
Yeah,
because-
but I just kind of like dealt with like for 8 hours wanting to kill myself. But then I made it through.
Yeah, I mean, I've done that too. I do them
It's
alone.
cool.
I do them alone too.
That's the way to do it. I'm doing drugs with my favorite person.
me. Yeah.
Numero uno. Number one.
I've only done shrooms
Yeah.
once, and it was with someone, and I'm gonna do it again this weekend.
and he
I have,
really
like-
loves her.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
That's
And
cute.
I'm gonna do it with friends again this weekend. I
Maybe,
don't know.
maybe more than friends.
I've done edibles
good.
by myself.
Yeah.
And that's fun. I have. I have like Delta 8 edibles that I got when I was in South Carolina over the summer.
Impressed?
And it like it takes more of Delta 8 to get me high, but then the hangover lasts I'll always have like another day or so where I'm like in a daze because I had to take so much just to get high because they're Delta 8. It's kind of annoying.
How many shrooms do you take when you take shrooms?
Normally I microdose, or I creative dose, which is like 0.5. But then I've tripped up to like, I think I took 2 grams when I was tripping like that hard at the show. Well, I was gonna say the trip ended well because I was freaking out, but then we were both freaking out, and then we just started laughing, and we laughed for like an hour straight, I think, and it was like just the coolest thing. And I was like looking in the mirror, and I felt like, you know what, the Natural History Museum, how they have those like shadow boxes with the animals. I felt like I was looking at one of those, but I was looking in the mirror. And it was fucking.
It's cool.
I felt like an animal. It was so cool.
It's cool to look at yourself when you're tripping.
Yeah, it's
like
awesome.
People like say like don't look at yourself, but it's like
no, it sends you down a whole thing that's like
a new thing of self-awareness.
Yeah.
You look at yourself as other people would look at you.
I just saw whenever I do shrooms, I feel I feel like an animal kind of.
We are animals.
We are. So it gets you back in touch with like the very primal, basic, natural.
So when you look at yourself in the mirror, do you feel good about yourself?
It's not even, it's beyond that.
Okay.
It's like, it's 'cause your ego is like a little bit dissolved. So it's like beyond like the me that is here right now. It's like this much greater thing of like, I'm like just like an instance of like the human species, you know?
Yeah.
So it's beyond, and that's why like I really think it's like the only thing that the only drug that is like really has like a lasting healing effect. Yeah. Because how often do you get to feel that way?
I'm empathetic after I take shrooms for a good day. And then I'm right back to wanting to kill people. But like
it does kind of wear off. But but
it's like a good day where I'm like, you know what? Everyone's just trying to live.
Yeah.
And I think that's fucking cool.
People should do comedy.
Yeah. No, I will never think that.
Yeah. Well, it's like I think it does though kind of change you like if you do it like enough times.
Cuz I usually take an eighth to a quarter of shrooms.
Okay.
When I go.
Yeah.
And I have like a big ass trip for like 4 to 6 hours.
Yeah.
And then like another like probably like 4 or 5 hours of feeling like ugh. Like,
like, I love the come down.
Like that post-coital mental thing.
Yeah,
I look at it as like it's like you have all of this toxic shit in your brain, a lot of this negativity, and the shrooms kind of bring like the good feelings and the bad, like everything to the forefront. So you get like a huge array of emotions. Yeah. And you work through all of that. And sometimes you're like, oh shit, what's happening now? And then you're like, oh, I'm happy, or like, oh, I'm scared or sad. And
totally.
You go through all of that. And then like at the end, you kind of have like this like, oof, euphoric, like what a clean slate.
Totally.
And now anything that happens is malleable. I think it's good to do shrooms like probably like twice a year or so just to kind of clean out like all of that crap. If you're going to do like that much, it's good to, there's so much buildup, I think. Just living and being a conscious human being.
For sure.
And aware.
Yeah.
You build up a lot of like negative shit. And I think shrooms kind of helps clear that out every once in a while.
And it takes a while to like download the trip kind of. So like, yeah, you do need some time in between. I used to do it, I think, maybe a little too much.
I think everyone kind of did that a lot too much. That's all I did between 25. I think like for a good stretch between like 25 to 32, I was a real psychedelic warrior.
And you go a little crazy when you do it too much. Like,
but a good kind of crazy.
Yeah, you're kind of just like, what's everyone so worried about?
I remember like one time I was like tripping out on shrooms, and I was like, damn, I could just like kind of just be like a hippie guy in the forest and like teach kids about the woods and shit. And I was like, and I would just be on shrooms the whole time explaining nature.
Yeah, I think everyone's kind of had that thought at some point.
Fuck, what was that? You come out of it and you're like, okay.
But no, but there is truth to it though. Like it's a state of mind, but like there is, there's legitimacy to, like,
I don't mind I like you can kind of feel microdosing, but then like when I start to microdose, I'm like, well, if microdose would make me feel this good, imagine how much a macro dose would make me feel.
It can also make you feel that bad.
No, it can't.
It can.
Acid makes me feel bad sometimes, but it's worth it. Every drug has made me feel great in the long run, and I love every drug, I'm going to continuously do every drug, and nothing's going to stop me.
They're not on equal footing though at all.
What?
Different drugs.
What do you mean?
Like, because, like, I think shrooms are actually, like, I actually stand by them. Like, not to say other drugs aren't fun.
I stand by every
but, like,
drug.
I totally disagree with that.
I stand by
What
every
drugs
single
don't
drug.
you stand
yeah, what
by?
drug don't you
Like,
stand by?
and by the way, like, they're super fun, but, like, I don't think that they're actually good for you.
Like what?
Like, I don't think Coke is good for you.
I think it's great for me.
I don't think alcohol is good for you. And I
give it
don't
to-
think
Alcohol
that's
makes
an
me feel like
unpopular.
a sexy guy that gives me the confidence to text my ex.
Yeah, but have you ever fucking talked to somebody who's drunk and
Yeah.
it's like, ugh. It's like they're not in touch with reality. Like,
Damn, I think this chick wants to fuck me.
Yeah.
so that's
Careful, Matt.
And-
That's actually rape. That was a trick. Got you, dude.
Damn. Are we
Nice
recording still? Fuck.
Yeah, dude. Sorry, man. That little red light is like your incrimination coming your way. Damn,
What are the
dude.
alcohol not good, Coke not good?
honestly all like.
Coke's pretty
just
good.
only shrooms is the only good drug.
Well, yeah, because it's the only drug where it's possible. It puts you in touch with reality. Like,
So does weed.
yeah, I guess.
Weed pulls back
But
the veil.
I've- Yeah, it's fine. But I've gotten paranoid. I just
Really?
weed makes me like out of body. Which
That's the best thing. Ketamine's fucking amazing.
oh, I've never done ketamine.
I love ketamine and I want to do it again.
Yeah, my dad loves ketamine.
Damn, your dad sounds pretty fucking
Her
cool.
your
dude.
parents are like
Um,
hippie farmers, right?
They're both psychologists.
Yeah.
Oh, is that
Um,
why you fucking studied psychology too?
Probably, yeah.
So like
They're-
your dad knows it's fucking cool to do these drugs. He's probably prescribing himself that shit, huh?
but not like cocaine and
Why not?
because they're different. Like
No, it's not.
psychedelics are different than
Hey man, different
like-
medicines require different dosages.
dude. But a drug that makes you feel like a god is like
Yeah.
that's not necessarily good for you. You
Why?
know. I mean, it might be.
Maybe it's
it
like
might
maybe that's
be
how I'm supposed
fun.
to feel all the time.
It might
Yeah.
be fun, but it's also the root of your suffering. You know.
How?
Like
When Joe looks in
no,
the
desire is the root of suffering.
Joe takes
very
ketamine, looks in the
similar.
mirror, and feels like
Similar.
a Greek
The only thing I
Yeah.
desire is more drugs.
Yeah. Well, that's fair.
That's
Yeah.
cool. That's what I live for.
Yeah, I can understand that for sure.
Drugs fucking rock.
Yeah. They do. They're very fun, but
All
You're
right.
wise
Yeah.
beyond your years.
you
Yeah.
think so?
Nah.
Okay.
All right, we got our feat of
Yeah.
strength this week. I was looking up. There was a guy who I found. His name was William Bankier. He was 1870 to 1949. His nickname was Apollo, and the Scottish Hercules were his two nicknames.
Okay.
I don't get the Apollo one.
What?
Apollo was the
He's
sun
just a big,
god.
strong guy. So I get
Is there a thing
Scottish
he did?
Hercules. Yes, I
Oh,
will
okay.
get to it. Behind the legend. By 15 years old, early bodybuilder and strongman William Bankier had twice run away from home, eventually joining a roadshow and finding a friend and mentor of sorts in its star attraction, a strongman with the drinking problem. So he goes to the carnival and finds the strongman on the carnival who drinks too much.
Nice.
And as that performer's absences piled up, Bankier saw his opportunity to showcase his own strength. He just found a drunk at a carnival and was like, I can replace this guy pretty easily.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Other circus jobs soon awaited. Among them, Buffalo Bill Cody's Wild West show he would do. Some of his famous feats as part of his act, he would harness lift an elephant.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Harness lift? So what does that mean?
So the elephant would be in a harness, and then he would like pull, I guess, a rope that lifted the
Are you?
elephant
Is
up on
that
a
for
harness.
real?
Carnival stuff is always kind of you never know.
It's like
Yeah.
I'm sure he had like a lot of levers, so
There might have been something. Some of them were able to do stuff. I worked on a carnival for a bit when I was wrestling,
And he would
there
carry
was,
like 5-6 elephants, so it's
Yeah.
not that big of a deal.
Yeah.
Oh.
There was a guy who was a former strongman who was like he was like older now, so he just like operated the tilt-a-whirl or Ferris wheel. But I hung out with him, and he would tell me like all these things he would do, and there were gimmicks to some of the things he would do
Hmm.
to like
Yeah.
help him cheat to actually lift things.
Yeah.
But they all looked cool. He would jump over the back of a chair while holding 56-pound weights in each
Oh
hand.
my god.
I could do that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you could probably.
Do we have
backflip.
videos of that?
No.
No, because this guy died in like the 1940s.
Then.
Before
Carniv-
iPhone came out.
Yeah.
Yeah. These.
Do we have a painting of it?
Yeah. No, these like carnivals were like the main like American attraction up until like the 1920s,
Yeah, I could see that.
30s because there was
Yeah.
no TV yet or
Yeah.
even radio.
Oh, imagine that. How
Yeah.
fun that time probably was.
I bet it fucking was gay, dude.
It's probably so fun. Are you kidding?
Yeah.
You have to talk to people.
What?
You can't
No, but it's
fucking
like,
watch.
ooh, like everyone's out at the carnival.
Yeah, you have
Yeah.
to go out and see all
Yeah.
these ugly people instead of staying at home watching people go to the bathroom on your iPhone.
Yeah, that's true.
That sounds awful.
But
Another celebrated routine was the Tomb of Hercules. The strongman would support a piano with a 6-person orchestra and a dancer. He would always end the performance by offering cash to the audience member who could carry a sack weighing 470 pounds off the stage, which no one could ever do.
I could do that.
Fun facts about William Bankier. After retiring, he became a wrestling promoter, teaming up with fellow bodybuilder Monty Saldo to form an academy for wrestlers, boxers, and jiu-jitsu competitors. His famous book on muscle building, Ideal Physical Culture and the Truth About the Strongman, was published in 1900. In it, he challenged a German rival.
this is so long, Matt. I'm
This
sorry.
is the last sentence. Yeah,
Do
these
we
fun,
really need
these
all
fun
this?
facts
No,
aren't
he
that
needs,
fun.
It's the entire article. And he was like, "Oh, it says I have to pay $5.99 to
Yeah.
get the rest of this new." I guess we
Yeah.
could pay it.
Do you guys want to donate to Wikipedia?
Yeah. This isn't even a fun fact. The last sentence, he challenged this guy to a series of competitions, and the guy refused the challenge, and that's the end of it. It's just-
Okay.
All right, maybe we can redesign
That-
the.
Yeah.
Is anyone interested? Does anyone care?
William Bankier.
Okay.
Pretty sick dude.
Okay.
The fun facts were not very fun. I was disappointed by that.
Yeah, we gotta flip it up. We gotta find out some more fun facts about
This guy.
strong people.
About strong people. Yeah.
Fun
let-
facts about fit facts.
Next
Fun
week I'll
fit
read.
facts.
Next week I'll read the whole thing before reading it on the show, and not just the first 2 sentences and think good enough.
All right, you got a week now, Matt.
I
You
have
got
a
a week
week
to
now.
figure it out.
No, I'll probably not start until 10 minutes before the podcast again.
That's okay, dude. We
Yeah.
won't. Although our guest next week probably won't put up with such insults.
Who's your next week?
Dan Yang.
Can I? Oh, he's funny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh-oh. Sorry,
Yeah.
Matt. Looks like she's got a crush.
What?
He has a crush.
Okay.
Finally, someone other than me on the podcast has a crush.
Who are your crushes, Matt?
Oh, he likes
You
Amy
tell.
Cardinelli.
Oh,
he
we're
likes,
name dropping here.
he likes Caroline
Yeah.
Haynes. He likes.
Oh, Caroline.
He likes
Yeah.
all of them. He likes Sarah Barnett.
Yeah.
He likes
Everyone but me, I
what's
guess.
what's that one?
Yeah.
What's that one fucking chick? Rachel Darvis. he
Oh,
loves them
okay.
all.
Yeah, they're great. You know?
Like, he calls them
Yeah.
Maddie's Angels,
Yeah.
and he has their. He's like he'll always like message comics back. Hey, I need a headshot for CFC.
And then he just
But what he
puts it
doesn't
on
know-
his wall.
Yeah, what he doesn't know is he
Yeah.
prints out all those photos and frames them,
Oh.
and he says "Good night, ladies," and he keeps them by his
Yeah,
bedpost.
that explains why he went a little lower when I sent him a headshot.
Yeah.
Wow, I went a little lower.
Yeah.
He said a little lower.
Oh.
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah, show feet in this
Yeah.
headshot.
Yeah, can I get a feet shot?
Yeah, I
Wouldn't
need
that be kind of a funny thing, actually, if you
Yeah.
booked a bunch of women and you just put all their feet on the flyer? You just went to like an old photo of them and cropped their feet.
Yeah. Having the flyer with all the pictures and it's just women's feet.
Yeah.
That would be a fun show. It would be fun
Yeah,
if you did it.
fun.
If a girl,
Oh.
if a female comic
All
does
right,
it, it's
Matt,
fun.
relax. Take
Um,
it easy.
Because a male comic doing it would be it'd be funny, but
I'll do it.
it'd be weird.
Oh,
Yeah,
wouldn't
you
that be
should do it.
funny?
We should do We should do it together, Matt.
There,
There
okay,
you go,
I'm
Matt.
down.
There
Yeah.
we go.
Yeah.
You can show run.
Yeah, and I'll just say it was all Malia's idea. I really
Sure.
didn't want to do it.
Of course, Matt.
Yeah.
You're just a pawn in this crazy thing.
Exactly. I'm a pawn in Malia's wild schemes.
We did didn't we try to book you on that, or I thought we tried to
For
we
what?
we did a Women's History Month show
Yeah.
where we booked all men.
Yikes.
I don't remember. Maybe.
Maybe his invitation got lost in the mail.
Might have,
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, oops.
Sorry,
Awkward.
Matt. Maybe
Yeah.
better luck
Um,
next year.
Yeah.
well,
Next Women's History
We were
Month.
trying to book like a bunch of meatheads, so that we
Oh,
were
okay.
Yeah.
Who else was booked?
we booked I guess I don't know if you would call him a meathead, but we booked Derek Humphrey.
Derek Humphrey. Yeah.
big guy.
Big
bro.
guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Early.
We booked
Bunch of like dudes types.
dudes,
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We tried to book Mike Racine, but he was busy.
Yeah.
Classic Mike.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But we
Yeah,
I
not
for-
a lot. Yeah, when you said meathead, I'm like, how many meatheads in comedy are you gonna find?
Yeah, not meatheads, but
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
broy guys.
Bros.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's some bros in comedy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There are some.
Yeah,
Some.
that's why. That's
There's-
the nice thing about comedy is I get to, because I came from sports where I'm like not very athletic or strong, but amongst comics I'm like I'm William Bankier amongst comics. I'm lifting elephants out here.
Strongest man in comedy.
Cool.
Strongest man in
Cool,
not
dude.
strongest, but I'm
Uh-oh.
up
And
there.
He's single.
Oh.
Take it easy. Relax.
Wow. Wow.
She's flustered.
Yeah, I don't know what to say.
Yeah.
That's cool. So, are we just
Yeah, I think we're wrapping up now.
That's it. Is there anything you want to say
Yeah.
to Matt before we go?
Oh my god.
Usually we ask for plugs before the show, but Joe's changing it up
Yeah.
this week.
Yeah,
where can people find you,
I think
Malia?
we've said it all. You can find me on my Instagram, at Malia Simon on
Nice.
Instagram.
Cool.
That's what I got to plug.
Any shows coming up?
I got
I know you and Caroline are running. Do you guys found a new venue yet?
no. That's still in the works.
Okay.
Yeah, our show's
Follow
going,
Malia on Instagram and you'll
yeah,
see.
no one's gonna do it anyway, so it doesn't
Yeah.
matter.
Anything's
Yeah.
possible. We have
Yeah.
over 200 subscribers.
All right. Well, we'll see.
All
Yeah.
right, we will.
Yeah.
See.
Hell yeah. Thank you guys for listening. We'll see you
Yeah.
next time. Stick around for the Patreon.